गुरुर्ब्रह्मा स्वयं साक्षात् सेव्यो वन्द्यो मुमुक्षुभिः नोद्वेजनीय एवायम् तत्त्वज्ञेन विवेकिना.
NRIs needing them.
I think you are right. But there are some good ones have come through.
Yeah,
Swami
I don't.
Chimanananda.
Yes, yes.
You know, I met him very first time when he landed in U.S. And one thing I liked about him, in the beginning, you know, later on, I don't know what took place, that he was not interested in establishing either the ashrams or the temples. His plan was to spread the, Vedic philosophy to the U.S. And this is where I look at when the new gurus come in, they want to establish, their ashrams, and here I think they are giving a wrong teaching to the,
Right. In fact, all kind of teaching are regulating the conduct of men and the larger interests of society is much more needed inside India. That is my observation. So in fact, if I come over here to teach somebody, in fact I am wasting my time. What I should have done in my own place, I would have done. Not here. There are other gurus, people, we have scriptures. You don't really need me. My village needs me. That's where exactly, when Mr. Gandhi came back to India, was he a great patriot by birth? Do you say that? No. He was educated in the British schools. In the Inner Temple in London, he became a lawyer. He practiced law in the British courts. He addressed the British judges as your lordship. He was paid to be faithful to the British government. Then he came down to the South Africa, where he was insulted and thrown out of a train, like Chanakya. Vengeance. Vengeance leading to patriotism. See the changes in a human being. And then he became a great man. That's a different matter. First and foremost thing is sacrifice his personal interest. He was not a politician. Sacrificed his personal interest, became a fighter for justice for the country. But the trigger was different. Trigger was an insult. Anyone else, there were men, great men, like Tilak, they were born patriots.
That's right.
See the difference. So it was a turning point. Some great event occurring in a life makes him become Mahatma. That's exactly where I compare him with Lincoln. Henry David Thoreau was guru to Gandhi, who had Walden, author of Walden Pond and others somewhere in the States. Thoreau he preached simple living. Go to the forest and live without any tools and don't take your cars and tools. Live with the nature, he said. That gave him a good impetus to renounce material comforts. So Gandhi referred to Henry David Thoreau as his guru. Lifestyles, about lifestyles. So there is wisdom everywhere, even in the States, anywhere. Only thing is, we are only reminding people about what they know already. It's not as though I am giving certain new ideas to anybody. I am only reminding them. In the process I am reminding myself also, lest I should forget. Reminders. So, in Kashmir Yoga, this point is very much stressed. The soul knows all about itself. You remind about it. Remind the soul to know itself. Remember, Remind the soul to remember who it is. Who are you? That's all the teaching. That's yoga does it. There is no teaching. I said it. Well, we need a far better society where justice is the rule of law. All law is not justice. All justice is not in law. Law is made by man. Justice is made by God. That's big difference. So there are man-made laws, God-made laws. You should not violate God-made law. You can violate a man-made law. It could be a bad law. That is where our conscience decides. Is it a God-made law or man-made law? I will violate this and seek arrest. I will not violate the God-made law. So man is learning by experience from observing life and trying to understand the God-made laws. So if the tiger is killing a deer, it is God-made law. But God-made law is prohibiting a man from hitting another man. But here the man-made law is following the God-made law. In fact, there can't be a man-made law prohibiting the tiger from killing the deer. You can't arrest the tiger and put it in jail. God-made law cannot be violated, should not be violated. Think.
Swamiji, what is it that we can do continuously that we can tune into the conscience part of us and eliminate the material
That
mind?
is in fact, a conscience is, we are shutting the mouth of the conscience and allowing the mind to talk and guide us. That should be stopped. By listening to conscience, we will regulate our conduct totally, without going into the scriptures. A guru is one who tells you that listen to your conscience. Rather than, he is only reminding you what you know. And no new teaching. The guru also has learnt these things only from himself, from somebody's advice. The guru should be a family friend, a personal friend, not sitting on a higher pedestal necessarily. Dharma is there, Dharma Shastras are there in India for Hinduism. But when there is a teaching, when you meet your guru, go and touch his feet and prostrate before him. Well, this is a rule, a teaching addressed to the disciple, not to the guru. Guru should not demand this. ఏ ధర్మం ఎవరికి అడ్వైస్ చేశారో వాళ్ళే చేయాలి. మీకు చెప్పబడిన ధర్మం నేను మీకు చెప్పకూడదు. I should not remind you about the dharma that is not relevant to me. I should follow it. All rules are addressed to some particular individuals. So reminding somebody else about what he ought to do is all right. I mean, if that rule is addressed to him. What is not addressed to him, to himself, he should not talk about it. You see, this is a very voice of the conscience. Voice of conscience is, let it not be silenced. Let it be vociferous. Let it shout in mics. We should keep hearing that. It's a simple rule, man. God is present in everything. In Prahlada's story, Prahlada sees God everywhere. His father does not see him anywhere. Contrast in one instance. Show me where I am not able to see him anywhere. No, I see him everywhere. I mean, father and son. The father is a learned man, is a scholar, a great man who did yajnas, who conquered as a man of prowess, power. He is not an ordinary man, he is a very powerful man, with all wisdom and so they can coexist. Total opposite force. It is like North Pole and South Pole sitting in the same chair.
How how important is the puja plays in life?
Puja is a kind of physical and mental discipline. I should not arrogate to myself, I don't have to do any puja, I am a great yogi and I can do dhyana. So what about my food? Am I not eating? Am I not bathing? Am I not eating twice? I wait for my cup of coffee in the morning, 6 o'clock. How can I give an exemption to this puja? Puja is part of my physical discipline. And in puja, there is nothing like an idol worship. Worship of God through idol. Idol worship is a wrong thing to say. There is no idol worship. We are worshipping God through the idols. It is the politician who worships idols, garlanding the dead leader. And I suppose said this, why do you do it? I am not worshipping idols. I am addressing every mantra, every letter to the God. So I have taken this holy water because I have worshipped the God, not idols. Idol is a symbol. Everything is symbolic. You have your $100 bill. It's a piece of paper. But you have lent it the power to buy. So why not this idol? If that piece of paper is buying material by order of the governor, the Reserve Bank, why should I not worship this? So everything, all life is symbolic, symbolism, representative symbolism. It is representative of the treasury. That $100 bill represents the treasury of US. So it is able to buy. I am able to honor its representation. I am respecting and honoring the representative power of the dollar bill and utilizing it. Suppose a madman thinks it's a piece of paper, he burns it. A big difference. Idol worship पे ले दस बार दिख रहा विग्रहाराधना अबद्धम देवताराधना होती worship of gods is there but not worship of idols. Anyway,
But the worship of idols, Swamiji, you earlier said that all the planets have God symbols.
yeah,
Okay, so those symbols translate into some kind of a image. Is that that we like Lord Ganesh or Lord Shiva?
yeah.
Now they are associated with some planetary. So
In fact, the 9 planets are presided over by the respective gods.
okay.
There is Shukra Graham, that is Venus. There is Devata and Adhidevata. Indra is the god. And there is a second accompanying goddess, Indrani. Indrani, Masanashi, there is a Veda mantra. While worshipping Indra, I am making the planet Venus beneficial to me. I am not worshipping the planet itself. Deities presiding over the planet are worshipped. That is exactly, then the planet becomes friendly to me. Other planet is mass of earth, there, going round, under laws of gravitation. But where is the point in worshipping a mass of earth? There is a particular divine force presiding over the movements and the very nature of that particular planet. So planets are not worshipped. Gods presiding over planets are worshipped, which makes the planet beneficial to me, more friendly to me. It is happening. By experience it has been proved. Well, this entire solar system has the sun at its center. Our astrology is geocentric, not heliocentric. We treat the earth as the center of solar system for purposes of astrology, not that we don't know the truth. So now sun is going around the earth, I say. It's an astrological statement, not astronomical statement. So that's, but we don't stop there. We go into the Which divine force is ruling this law of gravitation? How is it that the planets are going in such great discipline for lakhs of years, millions of years? They are not going off the track like soldiers on the at the command. They are keeping discipline. Even a great thinker, many logical arguments have been extended to justify that the planets have forces in them, they govern human life. But that is not all. In fact, the divine force, the creator, has put discipline in it. So, Bhishat, there, one Veda mantra says, out of fear and regard of the God's commands, the planets are moving in their orbits, the wind is blowing, the fire is burning. This is the command from him. So all nature is governed by a supreme force, and that has been proved in practice by worship, by yajna, by mantra japa. It's an experienced truth, proven truth in many cases. But when if a man is totally helpless, he is in the sick bed, he is not able to eat, he is not able to sit, he is employing some of the purohits, the Brahmins, to propitiate. But a man like me who is able to eat well and all that, I appoint some purohits for me, it doesn't work. Only under helpless conditions I can seek. So prayer to the God over the presiding gods. In fact, the worship of planets was not there. There are mantras addressed to the presiding deities. That has been the practice all along. Today we are installing the 9 planets and going round them. It's okay so far as the ignorant and innocent man is concerned, he cannot do mantra. But even he is getting benefited because there is a responsive force in the planets. That force presiding over the planets is responsive, it is responding to my prayers, whether through mantra or by prayer and innocent prayer. There's a big difference between a temple. What is a temple and the church? How do they differ? Temple is a place of worship of the God installed there. Church is a place of prayers. God is not installed. Mosque is a place of prayers. So it can be demolished and reconstructed in a better fashion. A temple cannot be. Here the worship of God is taking place under the agamas, the shastras. So you can't destroy temple. Place of worship can be improved. So the big difference, we pray to the God directly through mantras, through worship. Most of the temples are not well looked after now. Proper worship is not taking place. At one time, the people, rich people, or the ruling king took care of the temples. Now there is no ruler, people are ruling themselves. And now the Sampradayam, that is, there is a Vishnu temple, Shiva temple. The Vaishnavite refuses to go to Shiva temple. Shaivite does not go to the Vishnu temple. What kind of an understanding of God is it? Can there be, these two be, a Vaishnavite and Shaivite behave as though when you look at them arguing, you are likely to conclude that the Vishnu and Shiva are fighting there. Can it be true? What kind of an ignorance? Religion is not progressing in it. Wisdom. Worship of gods, that is why Shankaracharya said you worship all gods. Let us not be divided about Vishnu and Shiva. They are not fighting. They behave as though they are following 2 different political leaders. Anyway, I'm happy I could spend some time with you. Today I've come, because it is Sunday you are free, I think. I wish there should be 5 Sundays in a week. 5 working days you have. You support me?
7 Sundays a week.
Not 2 working days. As a concession. Because they are paying the same. We used to have mock parliaments in the university. The opposition demanded there should be 5 Sundays in a week. And then 4 first dates in a month for salaries. Mock parliament was enjoyable in our university in those days. We used to ask for the most impossible things. There should be a seaport in Vijayawada, in Hyderabad. Go on demand. బాగుండేది అది. I used to like it.
Guruji, if you take any country, richest belongs to only certain people. For example, if you take Britain, Ericsson's and a few other in the same category, like the king and queen, who are there. If you take India, Tata, Birla, Hindujas, now probably Wipro and Satyam and Infosys. If you take US, Rockwell, Walmart and DuPont. These are the
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates probably recently joined in that crowd, and probably a couple of others like Warren Buffett and all those guys.
No, why not? They have grown on their own. In fact, I admire Bill Gates. He has declared that next year I will start my charity.
Right.
I will stop earning. He said it's a great thing. It's,
The first one.
he is the perfect human being in him. He is now speaking. The businessman in him was working all the days.
That's right.
So far. It's an evolution. It's a progress. One day, because he is not addicted to any bad habits. He's a clean man, hard-working, clean man. It's in his own moral right he has become a big man. Yes, I mean a man. In Hinduism, there is no prohibition in becoming wealthy. Prohibition against becoming wealthy. You can earn wealth. You can enjoy your wealth if it is not ill-gotten. Morally earned, hard-earned wealth can be enjoyed by every human being. There is no prohibition on earning money, but there is an advice, a compelling advice to part with it appropriately in favor of those who need it, who cannot earn. All people cannot earn. There is only one Bill Gates. You don't have a dozen of them. So he is wise. He is saying that I admire his Walmart. Yes, it's good. I like Walmart. I went around.
But I think that Bill Gates has learned from you the art of living.
I would say his conscience.
It is.
Conscience has spoken to him. Conscience, in fact.
It is. He is really
A great
to
man.
be admired.
One must, you see, every man must, his maximum must be earned by him,
Yeah.
but only to be parted with in favor of good people. Because all people are not capable of earning money. There are only few. Those who cannot earn money, there are like sick people, healthy people. Healthy man must help the sick man. There is a blind man, a healthy man must help him. So there are levels in nature. So it is equalizing, sharing, that has been advised. So even in Hinduism, art of enjoyment has been encouraged also. But aesthetic enjoyment, disciplined enjoyment, enjoyment of hard-earned wealth. Looted money is a crime. Even if he is eating his food when he is hungry, that is not moral. But a hungry man is morally right in stealing your purse because you have not given him. When the government of India goes on saying don't encourage beggary and all that. But I would ask the government, what have you done about this beggary? You are asking me not to encourage beggary. But the government should have taken care of them before that, before advising me. When the government has failed, I am doing my little bit. So ultimately the society is accountable. The government is accountable to the man who is suffering. That is called perfection in civilization. It's not religion, it's not spirituality, it's not moral, it's civilization. Basically it's civilization. We have to understand the difference between a good civilized society and a religious society. A civilized society need not be religious. A religious society may not be civilized. There hard realities, ground realities are there. We have to see to it they are equated and remind them. I would have loved there should be 10 Bill Gates in the United States, at least one in India. I would have liked it. Why not? In fact, now people are constructing houses worth about 5 crores of rupees in Hyderabad. 5 crores of rupees, 50 million rupees. 50 million rupees spent on a particular house. I've imported marble from Italy, the top class equipment from America, and this and that they go. I have 10 bathrooms and seven bedrooms. I have 4 children, they have 2 bedrooms each. But look out through the window, the poor man is sleeping on the pavement, hungry. This is not India, this is not Hinduism. At one time there was no poverty, there were no riches. That was an equal society. We should go back to that society. Yes, you might have earned that money, whatever manner it is, but having earned the money was morally right, but not spending it on the needy people is not morally right. In fact, a wealth that is earned, which is not shared by us with the needy people, makes us indebted to this society, which is why we go on taking birth after birth again and again and suffer poverty in next month. My poverty today is, the reason for it is, when I was wealthy I did not part with it. That is the law of karma. It is better to be poor. You are not responsible to give anything. You are not committing a sin. It's always safe to be poor. It's unsafe to be rich. Morally speaking, under the law of karma, are on just human values. One can be guilty by being rich. I felt very happy when I read about Bill Gates. In fact, there are 2 things, satisfaction and contentment. Satisfaction is when I have fulfilled my desires. I wanted to build an excellent house. I built it. I am satisfied. What is contentment? No desire at all. No desire to be fulfilled. That is contentment. Contentment is better than satisfaction. We should practice contentment. Satisfaction is a result of our success. There are many desires which are not fulfilled, therefore a dissatisfied man. Contentment, there is no suffering. So Hinduism taught contentment more than satisfying one's own desires. It's very interesting. Unfortunately, 80% of Indians have not seen India, you know. They have seen America, but not India. It's very sad thing. And the other 20% of Indians have seen India for religious purposes, pilgrimage or business, but not seen India. That is where even Mahatma Gandhi was advised by Tilak. Mr. Gandhi, you see India first, try to understand India. So if you travel in the 3rd class with your wife, dressed like a poor man, you will understand India. You cannot understand India in the British courts or class, rich people. So go to the poor people, go to the people, try to understand India. In fact, more than a rich guru, a poor man can teach you more. Certainly he can teach you many responsibilities.
Swamiji, what about someone who wins money, like winning a lottery? How is that looked upon?
He is unfortunate. because madam, I tell you, windfall is not fortune.
The what? I'm sorry.
Windfall is not fortune. That's a big thing. It's an accident. And money need not necessarily make a man better. Poverty can make a man better. Poverty can make a man better, wiser man, sacrifice, contentment. These things, some virtues can go to a poor man. But riches, they insulate the man from even wisdom sometimes. Self-protection. And then kind of that lottery, like in the United States, the lottery is billions.
Yes.
That's the greatest accident that can happen to anybody. Very dangerous thing. And the misfortune in it is, 500,000 tickets are sold. Every one of them waits for it. If one man gets it. There 500,000 minus one are disappointed. So there is the other side of it is very bleak and bad. Creating a hope and an expectation in 1,000,000 people, fulfilling the hope only in one man. Is it justice? That should not happen. So,
గురుజీ మీరు భోంచేస్తారా